Let's talk about what so many people find difficult to express on the media. Today is Wednesday, 1st day of October 2025. The United States government is accusing Nigeria Borno government that they return trafficking victims to Boko Haram husbands. Let me explain it better for you. Some time ago, Boko Haram trafficked some persons, they kidnapped some persons, just like what you heard before about the Chibok girls and so on and so forth. So Boko Haram, they kidnap girls and they sleep with them. Sometimes these girls got pregnant for them and so on and so forth. It took the effort of the international community and in connection with some forces in Nigeria to rescue some of these people, only for Borno state government to return the same people back to their Boko Haram, husband, they said, or people that kidnapped them before. Now, you see, there are so many things that the media houses in Nigeria are afraid to talk about. I do not blame them because there is no security in Nigeria. Just like nobody knows how Arise News anchor was killed. They say it was during a robbery, but I don't call that a robbery. I call it assassination, that she was assassinated. Whether there is a secret she was having, nobody knows, that made them to kill her. She just lost her life like that in Abuja, not in the village part of Abuja. This is in the urban area. So this is not fair at all. And people should be able to understand that there is no hope. When I mean there is no hope, there is no hope. Now, what is the United States of America saying about this? Let us go into the news report from Sahara Reporters. And this is what it reads. Stay with me. A 2025 report on trafficking in persons in Nigeria, released by the U.S. Department of State, has made a shocking revelation that the Nigerian government and Borno state government returned several trafficked victims to their Boko Haram husbands, while some were returned to their traffickers. What country does this? And I see this as a compensation to Boko Haram. Now, let me shock you. Last year, Borno State budgeted 4.5 billion naira. Go and fact check me for Boko Haram. This year, they budgeted 7.4 billion. This is getting to 11 billion they budgeted for Boko Haram. What are they going to do with the money? Are they going to dash Boko Haram? No. They said that they are going to use it for repentant Boko Haram members. Now, if you understand all this report, in this Borno State some years ago, a Boko Haram leader was appointed as a commissioner of religious affairs. Why would the federal government and Borno state government be patronizing Boko Haram, returning women who they kidnapped back to them, according to the United States report? This is because Boko Haram have made it known to the whole world that they will not rest until Nigeria is finally Islamized. If you go and don't believe me, okay, go and read Boko Haram's handbook and their mission statement. They want complete Sharia state in Nigeria. So anybody who still have the same idea with them have to support them. That is what is going on in Nigeria. And that is why no matter how many people are afraid to talk about this, I will not be afraid to talk about it. I recorded about 1,700 terrorist attacks. And I will never be correct about it because it could be more than. Now, these 1,700 plus attacks in 2 years in this continuous administration I recorded, the federal government have sent condolence messages only 7 times. 7 times out of 1,700 plus, they have sent condolence messages only 7 times. Now, this record includes normal kidnapping. It's not everything the federal government should send condolence to, right? But the major ones are more than 200. They ought to do so, but most of the time they don't care. Why? Because the mission of these terrorists is the same mission of some of the people in the government. There is no two ways about it. Kunde Olawumi, I will continue to quote the man because he oversees the whole military intelligence in Nigeria, including the DSS, Navy. The military was the head of military intelligence. If it is in America, it's CIA or FBI. He said that there is nothing that will make Nigeria not to be Islamized. That if they were to stop the insecurity like they were having the mindset to do so. They arrested up to 400 Boko Haram members. The Nigerian state did not try them. They allowed them to go. And their investigation uncovers that if they want to stop insecurity, that they've got to arrest even the president, the senators, the governors. And this is what he said on Arise News, on Channels Television. In his 1-hour interview, he said, the insecurity is beyond us. In other words, it's beyond the army, beyond the DSS, beyond all of them. This is an indication to let you know that Nigeria is doomed. Nigeria is doomed. Now, go and fact check everything I'm saying. Go and fact check them. Find out, listen to these men. Because people are surprised that Kwara State is under siege, this state is under siege, this state is experiencing that. I am not surprised because we saw all these things coming. So it is people who are not paying attention. Because your brother is a politician, you are not paying attention that this thing is already at your doorstep. These are the people they are, taking unaware. Now the article continues. According to the report, that is the United States report, the Nigerian government did not meet the minimum standard in several key areas in the fight against trafficking in persons. Hence, the most populous African country remains on Tier 2 classification. You know what Tier 2 classification means? Oh my goodness. Tier 2 is like this country is a country that trafficking in persons is going on, and not only going on, the government are incubating them. Tier 2 classification. Now, it continues that the report said efforts to identify and protect trafficking victims among vulnerable populations, especially women and children, allegedly associated with non-state armed group, IDPs, and children exploited in begging and domestic work were inadequate. It further noted that due to insufficient screening effort, the federal and Borno state government did not take effective measure to prevent the re-victimization or inappropriate penalization of potential victims solely for unlawful acts committed as a direct result of being trafficked, including among women and girls allegedly associated with Boko Haram. In some cases, authorities detain or return victims to their Boko Haram husbands and traffickers. What could be the reason why Nigerian government should do this? Indirectly, the US is calling Nigeria a terrorist state. Traffickers, not minding the Canada's court, labeling the most two popular and biggest political parties in Nigeria as terrorist organizations. You don't know what that means, right? It means that their proceeds, that is the people in the party, are also terrorists. Now, the article continues that the report also revealed that corruption involving trafficking crimes, including among law enforcement officials and the judiciary, remained a significant concern and contributed to impunity for human traffickers in Nigeria. The quantity and quality of shelter services, especially for men, were insufficient, it said. According to the report, corruption and official complicity in trafficking crimes, including among designated officials with responsibilities to combat human trafficking, remain significant concerns. Inhibiting law enforcement action and perpetuating impunity for trafficking crimes. The report, which is the latest after the 2023 report, stated that the Nigerian government only initiated the prosecution of one Nigerian Immigration Service official for sex trafficking crimes with the period under review. So, the article is voluminous. Let me stop it here, but they are not prosecuting people who are trafficking persons. The major point of this video is about the issue of returning girls back to Boko Haram. That was what caught my attention. We are aware of so many other things the United States of America said in this article, their concerns, but the one that is a little bit surprising is that after spending billions of naira to rescue the girls, to rescue the Chibok girls, only for the federal government of Nigeria and the state government to return the same girls back to Boko Haram, all this thing doesn't make sense at all. And like, you will be thinking, what is wrong with these people? It doesn't make sense. If it makes sense to you, or if it is making sense to you, honestly, it's not making sense to me. And unfortunately, this will continue. I do not see anything that is going to stop this. It is going to continue because even the people are not ready. The people are not ready for anything. They are not ready for change. They are not ready to confront the government. They are not ready to talk. Even talk. Don't do anything, just talk. Say the truth. Don't do any other thing. Just speak. People are afraid to talk. Media houses are afraid to talk. But everything they refuse to talk. Anytime you refuse to talk, you become accomplice. And that thing you are running away from is coming to meet you. It will come and meet you. There is no two ways about that. Anyway, it is what it is. Nigeria is not sustainable with all these things.